student. Today we discuss problems on TDS. Okay, before going to the problem, we will recap the rates of TDS on various payments. Okay, so the rates of TDS for the financial year 1919, then assessment year 1920. Okay, we will see section. Okay, which section is related to the which nature of payments, then what is the threshold limit. The threshold limit is nothing but the maximum allowable payment. Okay, more than that it will be charged what? TDS. Okay, that is called what? Threshold limit. The next one, the rate of TDS applicable to the group, that is individual and HUF. Then other than individual HUF, for other persons, okay, under the Income Tax Act, how much rate is applicable. Okay, we'll go for one by one. The first one, section 192. Section 192 related to the salaries. Okay, then say at the time of deducting TDS for the salary, in the situation there is no threshold limit. Okay, there is no rate. Okay, the rate will need to be applicable on the basis of slab rate. Then the TDS rate need to be take as a average rate of tax. Okay, then we will discuss the things while solving the problem. The next one, section 192A. Section 192A relates to the premature withdrawal from the EPF. So premature withdrawal from the EPF. Nothing but if any employee worked in the organization less than 5 years, okay, in the situation when he withdrawing the amount as a premature from the EPF, then in the situation the maximum threshold limit, nothing but up to 50,000, there is no TDS is applicable. If the employee is withdrawing the EPF premature one, okay, in the situation if it is more than 50,000, then only his TDS is applicable. Okay, then how much rate is applicable for the individual HUF is 10%. Then next one, section 193. Section 193 relates to the interest on securities. Okay, the time of payment of interest on securities. Okay, then in the situation, the threshold limit is 10,000. Up to 10,000, there is no TDS. If more than 10,000 is there, that time for individual and HUF is 10%. The other than this, they also is 10%. Next, section 194. 194 says that payments of dividends. When the dividends is paying less than 2,500, in the situation there is no TDS applicable. If it is more than 2,500, in the situation for individual and HUF and others is the 10% rate is applicable as a TDS. Next one, section 194A. Section 194A is related to the interest on banks, nothing but interest on bank deposits. Okay, at the time of payment of interest to the account holders by the bank, in such case, if the interest is less than 10,000, okay, equal to 10,000, in the situation there is no TDS is applicable. If it is interest on bank deposits more than 10,000, that time the TDS rate is applicable to the individual and HUF and others is same rate, that is 10%. The next one, section 184A, relates to the interest on others, but other than bank deposits. When they getting interest other than the bank deposit, that time the threshold limit is 5,000. Within the 5,000, when any payments on interest on others, okay, other than bank deposits, that time there is no TDS. If it is exceeds more than 5,000, then that time the TDS rate is applicable to the individual HUF and others is same, that is 10%. Then section 194B. Section 194B related to the winning from lotteries. Okay, any payment related to the winning from lotteries. In the situation, the threshold limit is 10,000. Within 10,000, when you're paying any kind of lottery prize, okay, that time there is no TDS when the payment is less than 10,000. If it is more than 10,000, that time the TDS will applicable at the rate of 30% for both the individual HUF and others. The next one, section 194BB. Section 194 will be related to the winning from the horse race. Is similar like as a winning from lottery. When any payment related to the winning from horse race, in the situation same, that is a 10,000 is a maximum threshold limit. If the payment is more than 10,000, that time the TDS rate is applicable, rate of 30% for individual HUF and others also. Other than the individual and HUF also is 30%. Then section 194C is very important one. Section 194C related to the payment to the contractor. See, this payment to the contractor will divide into two category. One is on single transaction, then aggregate transaction of the financial year. This is the two. First one is what? Single transaction. Okay, how much this is applicable? How much the rate? The second one is the aggregate transactions of the financial year. Okay, so we'll first discuss the contractor for single transaction. For one transaction, if it is when paying the particular contractor for one single transaction, in the situation, if the amount is not exceeds 30,000, there is no TDS. If the amount is exceeds 30,000, in that situation, the TDS will be applicable at the rate of 1% for individual and HUF. Nothing but when you are paying the contract amount to the individual or HUF, okay, under the Income Tax Act, okay, then that time should be deduct 1%. If other than individual and HUF, when you are paying the contract amount, that time is 2%. Then in case of payment of contractor for the aggregation of the financial year, then nothing but the total value in that financial year, if it is not exceeds 1 lakh, if it is not exceeds 1 lakh, that time there is no TDS is applicable. When the aggregation of that financial year is not exceeds 1 lakh. If it is exceeds 1 lakh, for aggregation payment to the contract in the financial year, in the situation the tax rate also is same, that is 1%, 2%. Okay. Then in case of this, if the amount is paid, in the form of and another is there, if the contractor, for payment to the contractor, if made in the form of check, okay, in that situation the limit, the threshold limit is 1 lakh, then the rate of tax will be applicable for 2% for individual and HUF and others. Okay, nothing but when any other payment other than the cash, when you are paying the amount to the contractor, that time the limits will be extended to the 1 lakh, then the rate of that TDS, okay, that is 2% for individual HUF and others also. The next move on to the section 194D. See, section 194D related to the insurance commission. Say when the payment of insurance commission, in the situation, if the insurance commission is less than 15,000, in the situation there is no TDS applicable. If it is more than 15,000, that time the TDS will be applicable for 5% to the individual and HUF and others for 10%. Then also is very important the provision to take the 15G and 15H form. Here 15G and 15H form, the deductee should be submit that form to the deductor. Okay, when the deductee is submitting the form 15G and 15H, that time the TDS deductor will not deduct the TDS. Okay, so form 15H related to the senior citizen. If the senior citizens, okay, submit the form 15H, in the situation the deductor, okay, who will deduct the TDS, no, okay, at the time of payment he will not deduct. Okay, other than senior citizen, if they are submit the form 15G, the deductor will not deduct the TDS. Then when the situation arises for submission of the 15G and 15H form, say 15G and 15H form, the deductee can submit if the deductee is not comes under the tax liability limit. Okay, then only it can possible to submit. Okay, so then next one, section 194 DA. The section 194 DA related to life insurance policy. See, at the time of payment of life insurance policy, that time, if the life insurance policy amount it is less than 1 lakh, there is no TDS. If more than 1 lakh, that time the TDS is applicable to the individual HUF and others also is 1%. Then section 194E. Section 194E relates to non-resident sportsman or sports association. In payment to the non-resident sportsman or sportsman association, that time there is no limits. Just going to be deducted what 20% in case of individual HUF and others when you are paying the amount. Then section 194EE. When section 194EE related to National Saving Certificate, that is NSS, National Saving Certificate. If that payment is less than 2,500, there is no TDS. If it is more than 2,500, that time for individual HUF it is applicable to 10%. For others also same 10%. Okay. See, others nothing but other than individual HUF, that is a company or corporate societies, okay, then body of individual, like that, other persons under the Income Tax Act. Next one, section 194F. Section 194F related to repurchase of units by the mutual funds. So when the repurchase of mutual funds, when you are paying the amount, that time there is no threshold limit. How much you are paying on entire amount, you should be deduct 20% for individual HUF and others also 20%. The next 194G. 194G related to commission on a lottery. Specifically they specified that 194G related to commission on what? Lottery. If your payment of commission on lottery is less than 15,000, in the situation there is no TDS. If more than 15,000, that time the TDS will be applicable at a rate of 5% for individual HUF and other persons also 5%. Then section 194H. Section 194H is commission and brokerage. Any kind of commission and brokerage except commission on lottery. Okay, when you paying any amount in the form of commission and brokerage except commission lottery, it comes under 194H. Okay, the limits also same like as a commission from lottery, commission to lottery, that is 15,000. Then rate of TDS is also same, that is 5% for individual HUF and others also 5%. Then section 194I. Section 184I related to rent of land and building. Rent of land and building. The payment of rent of land and building, in the situation the threshold limit is 1,80,000. Less than 1,80,000 in paying, there is no TDS. If you are paying 1,80,000, more than 1,80,000, that time the TDS rate is applicable at rate of 10% to the individual HUF, then others is also 10%. In section 194I. Section 194I related to rent of plant, machinery and equipment. Okay, it's also related to 1,80,000. Then if more than 1,80,000 is there, in the situation the TDS rate will be applicable 2% for individual HUF and others also 2%. Then section 194IB. Section 194IB related to rent by individuals and HUF. Effect from 1/6/2017. When you're paying the rent to the individual and HUF, in the situation, the threshold limit is 50,000 per month. Okay, when you're paying the 50,000 per month, there is no TDS applicable. If more than 50,000 per month, when you're paying the rent to the individual and HUF, then in that situation, the tax rate, TDS tax rate is 5% for individual and HUF. Okay, the next section 194IA. Section 194IA related to transfer of, very important one, transfer of certain immovable property other than agriculture land. Transfer of certain immovable property other than agriculture land. Transfer, nothing but sale. That time the threshold limit is 50 lakhs. If less than 50 lakhs, there is no TDS. If more than 50 lakhs, you are paying the amount. In the situation, on that amount, the TDS rate is applicable. The rate of 1% on individual HUF, the others also 1%. Then, next move on to the section 194J. Section 194J related to professional fees, technical fees. The professional fees, technical fees. Related to the professional fees, nothing but lawyer fees, doctor fees. Okay. Then any technical fees. Okay, that related to section 194J. If the technical fees or professional fees less than 30,000, there is no TDS. If it is more than 30,000, that time TDS rate will be applicable for individuals 10% and HUF. Then others is also 10%. Then section 194J related to payment to the call center operator. It is effective from 1/6/2017. Payment to the call center operator. If it is payment is less than 30,000, there is no TDS. If more than 30,000, the TDS rate will be applicable. A rate of 2% to the individual HUF and 2% to the others. Section 194LA. Section 194LA related to the compensation. Very important one. Compensation. Say compensation of transfer of certain immovable property other than agriculture land. Say this is the compensation for acquiring any kind of property. Against of that acquiring, if they are paying any compensation, that time if the compensation less than 2,50,000, there is no TDS rate. If more than 2,50,000, then only the TDS rate will be applicable. A rate of 10% for individual HUF and others also 10%. Then next one, section 194LA, again immovable property. Immovable property. The TDS is exempted under Rectifical Act, effective from 1/4/2017. Okay. Then next up, section 194LB. Section 194LB is related to income by way of interest from infrastructure debt fund. Okay, for non-resident, for the non-resident. Okay, so this payment, there is no threshold limit. How much you're paying on that, you should be take the TDS at the rate of 5% for individual HUF and also 5%. Then section 194LC. Okay, is the income by way of interest by the Indian specified company to the non-resident foreign company on foreign currency, approved loan or long-term infrastructure bonds and outside India. Okay, then in the situation there is no limit, it should be applicable. The TDS rate is 5% for individual HUF and also 5%. Then section 194LD related to the interest on certain bonds and government securities. Very important one. Interest on certain bonds and government securities. Okay, section 194LD, interest on bonds and government securities. There is no limit. Okay, there is no limit. Just need to be threshold limit. Just how much paying. Okay, on that you should be deduct 5% for individual HUF and others also 5%. Okay, then this is the what rate of TDS is applicable. I have taken only few according to your syllabus. Okay, then next the very important note here, any kind of payment, okay, is liable for the TDS. In the situation, deductor should be receive the PAN card of deductee. If deductee is failure to submit the PAN card, in the situation, the TDS rate will be the 20% as a flat. 20% as a flat. Okay, nothing but if any deductee is failure to submit the PAN card to the deductor, in the situation, the TDS deductor directly charge 20% on that payment. Okay, remember this one. Without PAN card, how much tax TDS rate will be applicable? That is 20%. Whose PAN card? Deductee PAN card. The deductor should be receive the deductee PAN card while payment or while deducting the TDS. If deductee failure to submit the PAN card to the deductor, Deductor nothing but the TDS deductor. Okay, in that situation, the deductor will charge directly 20% on that payments. Okay, this is the what TDS rates. Then we move to the problems. Okay, already discussed this one. The TDS is not applicable to the GST, should be shown separately. Then one more very important thing, that on TDS, on TDS, there is no surcharge, there is no health and education cess is applicable. Okay, just how much TDS it is notified, that much you should be deduct. But except on salaries. On salaries, surcharge, health education cess and rebate also applicable. Then move on to the first problem on TDS. Very simple one. We need to be identified the nature of payment. Then we should be identified how much they are paying. Then that payment it comes under with the threshold limit. There is no TDS. If the payment of amount is more than the threshold limit, we should be charged TDS with the applicable rate. Okay. Then I will solve the first problem here. The calculated TDS made in respect of the following transaction for the previous financial year 2018-19, assessment year 19-20. Okay, we'll see. So the payments they given. First one, salary is estimated for the year. Salary is estimated, okay, for the year 4,20,000, and income from other source is 1,20,000. Both are taxable. So here very important one. Please be aware of this. Say at the time of deducting the TDS on salary, okay, there is no specified rate of TDS. We should be go for what? Upon the slab rate, we should be calculate the tax liability of that particular individual. Then on the basis of that, we should be go for either average tax rate, or we should be divided equally for 12 months. How much amount we will get as a tax liability? Okay, then I will show how we need to calculate the TDS on salary on section 192. It comes under section 192. Okay. Then one more very important thing, that if individual declare the income with the employer other than the salary, nothing but we have 5 heads of income, correct? No? Income from salary, income from host property, income from business, income from long-term capital gain, income from short-term capital gain, then other source. If the individual declare the incomes with the employer from any other source, in that situation, we should be taken into account while calculating the TDS on salary. Okay. If the individual is not declared any other income from other heads, in that situation, no need to take. But here, the individual declare the income from other source. Okay, in that situation, employer should be consider this income while calculating the TDS on salary. Okay, there is no compulsion to declare the income from any other heads by the individual with the employer. If the employee wishes to declare his income from other heads, in the situation, the employer need to consider that income from any other heads while calculating the TDS on salary. Okay, then we will calculate how much we will get. Okay, next, second one, gross winning from lottery. Gross winning from lottery, it comes under section 194B. Section 194B with the limit of 10,000. With the limit of 10,000. But here the lottery winning from lottery is 45,000, more than the limit. So that we should be calculate the TDS on 45,000. For individual is 30%, others also 30%. Then here they didn't specify, okay, which person is received this kind of winning from lottery, either individual or HUF or any other person. So in this situation, we are looking for individual and HUF. So that on 45,000 we should be calculated 30%, because the winning from lottery, the threshold limit is 10,000. Next one, gross amount from horse race. The same one, gross amount from the horse race, the lease comes under section 144BB. Here section 144BB related to what? Income from horse race. Okay, in the situation, the threshold limit is 10,000, but here the income how much there is, how much is paying, there is 4,000, nothing but less than the threshold limit, so that there is no TDS is applicable on this, that is gross amount from the horse race. Okay, next one. Fourth one, insurance commission is 25,000. Insurance commission comes under section 194D. Section 194D comes under insurance commission. Okay, the threshold limit is 15,000. The 15,000. Then, if individual receiving the insurance commission, that time the TDS rate is applicable is 5%. Other than the individual HUF is applicable 10%. So there is no specification here, so that we are assuming that the insurance commission is received by the individual, so we go for 5%. The next one, commission on sale of lottery tickets. The commission is paying on what? Lottery tickets. That is 7,000. So it comes under section 194G. The maximum limit or threshold limit is 15,000. But here they paying the amount on commission on sale of lottery is less than 15,000. Nothing but less than threshold limit. So that there is no TDS applicable here. The next one, sixth one, the interest on securities comes under section 193. Okay, the threshold limit is 10,000, but here paying 12,000, so that we should be get the what? TDS. If for the individual and HUF is 10%, for others also 10%. Okay, then now we'll solve the problem. First one, section 182, salary. Okay, salary. There is no threshold limit. Okay, then we should be go for the as per income tax slab rate. Okay, then how to calculate the TDS on salary? I'll show the calculation. Okay, first this is a what, a note how to calculate TDS on salary. Okay, first we should be calculate gross total income and net total income. First take taxable salary is estimated. How much is estimated? 4,20,000. For this we should be take income from other heads if the individual declared. If not declared, it's not a problem. If the individual declared other heads of income with the employer, then we have to be considered here. So in this problem, the individual declared the income from other source, that is 1,20,000, so that I take into account here. Okay, there is no compensation. Okay, if the individual declares is what income from other heads, then only we should be taken into account by calculating TDS on salary. Otherwise, there is no need. Then, by consideration of these two, the total is 5,40,000. Then there is no deduction in section 86 to 80U in this information problem. So nil. Then go forward. Calculation net taxable income is 5,40,000. On this 5,40,000, calculate tax liability on the basis of what? Slab rate. Okay, I think you know the slab rate for this previous year financial year. First one, up to 2,50,000, the tax is nil, exempted. Up to 2,50,000, there is no tax on that, so nil. The next one, 2,50,000 to the 5 lakh is 5%. Then 5 lakh to the 10 lakh is 20%. Then 20 lakh and above is 30%. So how much is your income? The 5,40,000. Here 5,40,000 comes under up to what? The second slab, that is 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Then how to calculate? First calculate that is first slab. How to get the first slab amount? Simple one. How much is total? 5,40,000. The 5,40,000 minus of exempt up to what? 2,50,000. Okay. Then so I show here 5,40,000 minus 2,50,000. Okay. Then there is exempt. Then remaining how much amount we will get? 2,90,000. For first slab we should go for what? 2,90,000. Okay. We have the income is 2,90,000, but in first slab you will have the income only the 2,50,000. Please observe difference is how much? 2,50,000 to the 5 lakh. How much is difference? Only 2,50,000. But how much we have the income? 2,90,000. In this situation, we should be calculate the tax amount on the amount of this slab. How much the slab amount is? Only 2,50,000. So that calculate 2,50,000 on 5% rate. Okay, on 5% rate. you'll get a doubt, sir. We have 2,90,000. Why we are calculating 2,50,000? Because this slab is saying that how much income we have, in that we should be take only the 2,50,000 amount in this slab. Okay, I have what 2,90,000 after getting the exemption of 2,50,000. So I can't possibly calculate entire 2,90,000 because this slab income restricted to the only 2,50,000. So that among 2,90,000 I have taken only 2,50,000 amount. Remaining 80,000 I will going to transfer to the next slab. Okay, so that I calculated 2,50,000 on 5%, I will get 12,500. Okay, among 2,90,000 I calculate only for what? 2,50,000. Remaining 40,000 is there. That amount, 40,000 amount, I will transfer to the next slab. Next slab. Say, please, the next slab. What is the slab here? 5 lakh to the 10 lakh. The difference amount is 5 lakh. But how much I have the income? Only 40,000 I have the income. So that I can't possibly take on difference amount because I don't have that much of 5 lakh amount. Just I have what? Only 40,000. So that I am calculating the slab rate 20% on only 40,000. Okay, how much I will get? 8,000. Okay, my income is ended here. Okay, there is no income available to transfer to the next slab. Okay, so then this is the what? The tax liability, so that is 12,500 and 8,000. Then one more very important note here, given here, the rebates. Nothing but under section 87A. The 87A, the individual can take the rebate up to 12,500. Up to 12,500 if the taxable income, nothing but NTI, up to the 5,000. Nothing but say this amount, this NTI is up to 5 lakh. Up to 5 lakh, the individual can take what? Rebates on his tax liability up to 12,500. But in this case, it is not possible to claim rebate because the net taxable income is more than 5 lakh 40. So that we can't possibly take rebate. Okay. Then move on to the calculation. Please observe total tax liability. In first slab, nothing but exemption. Means the second slab is 12,500. Third slab is 88,000. Then fourth slab there is no amount. Then take total is 20,500. Then less rebate is not possible to claim rebates because it is net taxable income more than 5 lakh. If less than 5 lakh, then only we can possible to claim rebate. But here more than 5 lakh, so that it is not possible to claim rebate. So rebate is nil. Then how much total here? 20,500 is the total taxable amount. Then on this calculate cess, higher health and higher education cess is 4%. You get 820. 820 will get the what? Education and health cess. Then add to this, will get 21,320. Okay, this is the tax liability. Then this should be divide by 12. Each month how much you should be deduct, that amount you will get. Then the TDS for each month on salary 1,776.66. Okay, see here that I mentioned here. 1,776.66. 1,776.66. This is the way to calculate the TDS on salary. So one more method also is there. After calculation of this, the total taxable, we can go for what? Average tax rate. Average rate of tax. How to calculate? The taxed amount into 10% divided by total salary. Okay. If we have only one income from salary, there is no other incomes declared by the individual, that time we can go forward like this. Average rate of tax is tax amount. How much tax amount here? That's 21,320 into 100 divided by total salary. Okay, this amount, total salary. But in this problem we can't possibly take because he declares income from other source also. Okay, so we can't possibly go for this. Then just how much total tax amount we will get, that divided by 12, you will get the previous amount per month. Okay, then You see the next one, section 194B, related to the gross winning from lottery rupees 45,000. The threshold limit is 10,000. So more than what? Threshold limit. So that on 45,000, calculate 30%. See, I am considering is a payment to the individual. So that I am going for what? 30%, because there is a specification with whom they are paying this winning from lottery. That is individual HUF or others. Okay, then so I'm going for what? Assuming that is an individual, so that I'm taking 30% on 45,000. Say don't take the balance amount. Okay, don't take balance amount. So need to be take on entire amount if exceeds the limit. Okay, so that I calculate 40,000 on 30%, we get 13,500. Next, section 194BB, double B, related to gross amount from horse race, that is 4,000. See here, how much payment on horse race? 4,000. What is the threshold limit? 10,000. Nothing but less than the what threshold limit they are paying. So that there is no TDS. There is no TDS. If any payment is less than the threshold limit, so there is no TDS. The next, section 194D, insurance commission 25,000. Okay, the payment of insurance commission 25,000. So here there is no specification with whom they are paying, either individual or HUF or others. Okay, so I am assuming that is payment to the individuals. Okay, then what the threshold limit is? 15,000. This is the threshold. How much they are paying? The 25,000. So that more than the threshold limit. So that on entire 25,000, I am calculating 5% with the assumption of the insurance commission is paying to the individual. So 25,000 into 5%, 1,250. The next, section 194G, related to commission on sale of lottery tickets, 7,000. Then here also the information absence. Okay, for whom they are paying the commission. So I am assuming that for the individuals. Then okay, then please observe the threshold limit is 15,000. But how much they are paying? 7,000. So that is less than the what threshold limit. So that there is no TDS deducted. The next one, section 193. Section 193 related to interest on securities rupees 12,000. Interest on securities rupees 12,000. So here also the information absence whether it is paid to the individual HUF or others. So I am assuming that is paid to the individual. Then now observe what the threshold limit is. 10,000. 10,000. So how much they are paying? 12,000. Nothing but more than the threshold limit. So that I need to calculate entire 12,000. TDS calculate on entire 12,000. Then how to calculate? That is 12,000 into 10%. We will get 1,200. Okay. This is the solution for this problem. In this way need to be calculated. But we should be observed which is the nature of payment, then how much they are paying, what is the threshold limit. If less than threshold limit, there is no TDS. If more than threshold limit, we should be deduct TDS on entire amount, not for balance. Then we should observe the rate. If the payment is for individual HUF or others, that should be observed. Okay, then we will be calculate TDS. Okay, this is the first problem. Then next I'll move to the second problem. Second problem, please observe. Calculate TDS on each cases. Okay. Then first one, taxable salary income of rupees 3,50,000. Say this is the what section 192. It comes under 192. Say along with the salary, individual declare the taxable house property. There is estimated. There is 80,000. So individual declare the what income from other rates also. So that while calculating TDS on salary, we should be consider this income also. Okay, in previous one already I explained how to calculate. Okay, then next we will go for what payment to the electrical contractor for rupees 40,000. Electrical contractor for rupees 40,000. In this situation, okay, please observe here the payment to the electrical contractor for 40,000. Mr. X. Sir, Mr. X is the individual, correct? Mr. X is the individual. How much they are paying? 40,000 they are paying. 40,000. Okay. So when they are paying the 40,000 amount, In the situation, be careful, it comes under 184C. The 184C is that the maximum threshold limit. Sorry, the threshold limit is 30,000 in case of single transaction. In case of single transaction, here they are not mentioned here whether a single transaction or aggregate transaction. Okay, so that we should be thinking there is a single transaction. So if the single transaction is there, the payment to the contractor, if it is exceeds 30,000, then in that situation you should be pay what? TDS. You should be direct the TDS. TDS at the rate of 1% for the individual. They only mention individual. Okay, so that is related to what? 1% for single transaction. Okay, the next one. Payment to the L&T Limited. Please observe here. Payment to the L&T, L and T Limited. Limited nothing but what? It is a not an individual and not a HUF. It is related to what? Comes under others, nothing but companies. Okay, L&T. Please observe here, previous one, Mr. X is an individual. Okay, but here L&T is a company, nothing but is not a individual and is not a HUF. This comes under others. Okay, then for civil contracting company, they are paying for 4 lakh by check. See here, by check they are paying, so that here we should go for what? 2% as a TDS. Okay, what is the threshold limit is 1 lakh. They are paying 4 lakh. Then so that we should go for what? Deduct the TDS the rate of 2%. Okay, then next one. So in the payment of check, no, that time the threshold limit will be increased to the 1 lakh. Next one. Premature. Okay, premature withdrawal from RPF 40,000. See, premature withdrawal from RPF, already told that. Okay, there is a limit for 50,000 is the limit. Okay, 50,000 is the limit. Then the tax TDS is applicable with the 10% for individual. So here the less than the limit they are withdrawing, so that there is no TDS is applicable. The next one, interest on bank deposit. Interest on bank deposit, okay, is related to section 194A. Okay, then the limit is 10,000, but they are paying 28,000. So more than the what threshold limit, so that it should be charged 10% for both individual HUF and others also. The next one, commission from real estate agency. Commission from real estate agency related to what? Commission. Okay, just commission brokerage. We have section 194H. Seventh one, that is okay, commission and real estate related to section, yes, that 194H one. 184H. Okay, the maximum limit is 15,000. The threshold limit is 15,000, but they are paying how much here? As a 40,000, so that the TDS is applicable rate of 5%. Okay, then we move on to the solution here. First one to be calculated are salaries. Okay, salaries section 182. Okay, there is no limit, threshold limit. We need to go forward according to the slab rate. Okay, then now we will calculate how to calculate the TDS on salary. First we will calculate what GTI and NTI. In this problem, they given the taxable salary income, that is 3,50,000. Along with that, the individual declare the income under the house property, so the estimated, so that we should be taken into account. If not declared, there is no need. If declared by the individual with the employer, that time the employer should be taken into account for calculation of TDS on salary. That is 80,000. The total GTI is 4,30,000. Then any deductions is there, that should be deducted here, but there is no deduction, so that the net taxable income is 4,30,000. Please observe this income. If the income, net taxable income, is less than 5 lakh, so that the individual can claim the rebate. Individual can claim the rebate in section 87A up to 12,500. Okay, so be careful regarding about this. If the individual have the net total income less than the 5 lakh, then he can possible to claim rebate under section 87A up to 12,500. Let's see. How much is income? 4,30,000. On this base of this, we calculate what? Tax levied on the base of slab. First one up to 2 lakh 50 is exempt. Then second slab is what, 2 lakh 50 to the 5 lakh is a 5%. Okay. Please observe the balance of how much you will get. First observe what's the net taxable income, 4 lakh 50. In that exempt how much, 2 lakh 50. Remaining is how much, 1 lakh 80. 1 lakh 80 we have the remaining amount. Then please observe the difference of 2 lakh 50 and 5 lakh. How much is that? 2 lakh 50. Okay. But how much income we have in our hand, that is 1 lakh 80. So we don't have 2 lakh 50, just we have 1 lakh 80. So that we calculate tax liability under this slabs on 1 lakh 80,000. On 1 lakh 80,000. Okay. Then how much we will get? That is 9,000. Okay. My income is end here only because I have the income less than 5 lakh. Please observe, I have the income less than 5 lakh. Okay. So that my income will be end this on this slab only. Okay. Then there is no income for next two slabs. Then very important note is that the rebate on section 87A, this individual can possible to claim because this net taxable income is less than the 5 lakh, only we have the 4 lakh 30,000. So that can possible to claim rebate up to the 12,500. Okay. Then we'll see how much this will write. Then first calculate total tax liability. The first slab is exempted. Second slab is what, that is 2 lakh to the 5 lakhs 9,000. Then third slab is nil. Fourth slab is also nil. Then total amount is 9,000. 9,000 is the what, total taxable amount on his salary. Then we can possible to claim what, rebates. Rebate because his net taxable income less than 5 lakh. So we can possibly claim rebate up to 12,500. So tax liability is 9,000. So that there is no taxable income. There is no taxable income. Now comes under tax bracket here. So there is no cess on that. So the total tax liability is nil. Then there is no TDS. There is no TDS on the salary. I think it's clear. Okay. Then we'll move to the next one. You say there is no TDS. There is no TDS here. Next one. Section 194C. Related to a payment of electrical contractor for 40,000. Mr. X is the individual. Okay. Payment to the contractor on single payment. Okay. That in the situation, threshold limit is 30%. Then whom they are paying for Mr. X? Mr. X comes under where? Individual. So that TDS rate is 1%. It is applicable because threshold limit is 30,000. How much they are paying? 40,000. So that the 1% TDS rate will be applicable. Calculate 40,000 on 1% will get 400. Okay. Next one. 194C. Payment to the L&T Limited. Here L&T Limited comes under others because L&T Limited is not individual, is not a HUF. Okay, it comes under others. Then how much tax rate is 2%? We'll see why it is 2%. L&T is L&T Limited, a civil contracting company of 4 lakh by check. See, they are paying to the L&T Limited, so it comes under others. Then the payment of what? Check. In that situation, the threshold limit will be increased. For single transaction is 1 lakh. Okay, for a cash payment, the threshold limit is 30,000. For check, it will be increased up to 1 lakh. Okay, but how much they are paying here? That is 4 lakh. So that the TDS rate is applicable to the L&T companies comes under others. So 2% on 4 lakh. How much will get? 8,000. Next one. Section 192A. Premature withdrawal from RPF. There is a 40,000 is there. Okay, how much is max threshold limit is 50,000, nothing but less than the water threshold limit. So that there is no TDS. Next, section 184A related to interest on bank deposits, gross, that is 28,000 they are paying on bank deposit. How much is threshold limit? 10,000. How much they are paying? 28,000. More than threshold limit they are paying. So that should be deducted for 10%. 10%, that is 2,800, nothing but 28,000 into 10%. Then section 194H, commission on real estate agency. Okay, real estate agency. Then for the how much they are paying? 40,000 agency. Okay, agency comes under either is an individual or HUF or others. But if there is no specification here, so agency. So agency will think as a what? Others. Then for both also is 5%. Okay, then threshold limit is how much? 15,000. How much they are paying? 40,000. So more than threshold limit. So calculate 40,000 on 5%, you will get 2,000. Okay, then say this is the solution for this second problem. Then next we will move on to the next problem. Problem number 3. Okay. Then please observe, we have to calculate TDS on following cases. The first amount received from LIC policy is 1,20,000. This amount received from the LIC policy. Then this comes under section 194 AD. Section 194 AD with limit of 1 lakh. But how much they are receiving here? How much are paying? 1,20,000. So how much is threshold limit? 1 lakh. Nothing but more than the threshold limit. So that need to be charged 1% for both individual and HUF and others also. Then next one, second one, amount from sale of building. Amount from sale of building. The total amount of sale consideration is 52 lakhs. Say sale of immovable property other than agricultural land comes under section 194A IA. Section 194 IA. Then what is the threshold limit is 50,000. 50,000 threshold limit. But how much they are paying here? 52,000. So that they should be deduct the TDS at the rate of individual and HUF 1%, for others also 1%. So that we should deduct the TDS here. Then National Savings Certificate deposits amount received 4,000. Here nothing but NSC deposits. Okay, it comes under 194 EE. 194 EE. The threshold limit is 2,500. But how much there is in? That is 4,000. So that it is TDS applicable. How much rate? For individual HUF is 10%. For others also 10%. Then professional fees paid to the Mr. Kanaka Pillai and as an auditor, income tax worth 40,000. But is a professional fees paid. Okay, professional fees paid comes under 194J. Okay, the threshold limit is 30,000. But how much they are paying? 40,000. So that it should be deducted what? TDS rate of 10%. 10% for both individual and HUF and also others. But here Kanakappa Pillai is a what? Individual. So we go for individual rate. Next one, fifth one, house rent paid to the owner, 38,000 per month rent. See here is comes under section 194 IB. Okay, how much they are paying here? 38,000 per month. But the threshold limit is 50,000 per month. So that is less than the what? Threshold limit. So that there is no TDS rate to be applicable for this because threshold limit is 50,000 per month. How much they are paying? 38,000. So that there is no TDS is applicable. Next one, compensation is a very important one. Compensation for acquisition of part of the immovable property for expanding the road of rupees 2,20,000 is a compensation. Is a compensation acquiring the property of immovable property. So against of that there is in the compensation. So it comes under 194 LA. 194 LA. Then what the threshold limit is? 2,50,000. How much they are paying here? It is 2,20,000. So it's less than the threshold limit. So that there is no TDS on this compensation. Okay. Then you see the solution. The first one, 194 AD, amount received from the LIC policies is 1,20,000. Okay, how much threshold limit here? 1 lakh. Okay, then the information options here, say LIC nothing but what is the individual, correct? No? So go for 1% on 1,20,000 and entire amount need to be calculated. That is, we will get 1,200. Next, section 194 IA. Section 194 IA related to what? Amount of sale of immovable property. Okay, immovable property with the consideration of what? 52 lakh. The sale consideration 52 lakh. Then what is the threshold limit? That is 50,000. Nothing but they are receiving more than the threshold limit. So that the TDS is applicable. Then very important that this the consideration they are paying the individual HUF or others. We don't know. The absence is there. Information is absence is there. So I'm assuming that for individual and HUF. That is 1%. Okay. Then 52 lakhs. Sorry. Yes, 52 lakhs. Yes, 52 lakhs into 1% will get what? 52,000 as a TDS. Next section 194 double E related to NSC, National Savings Certificate deposit amount received 4,000. Okay, but how much is the limit? 2,500. Nothing but more than the limit. So that an entire amount of what? 4,000, you should be charged TDS. Rate of what? 10% for individual QF, and also 10%. Then how to calculate 4,000 10%? You get what? 4,000 as a TDS. The next one, section 194J related to professional fees or technical fees received. Here the Kanakappa Pillai received the what? Professional fees for his work for rupees 40,000. Then under this section, how much is limit? That is a 30,000. 30,000 is the limit, threshold limit. But how much is received? 40,000. So that is liable for deduction of TDS on 40,000. Rate of what? 10%. See, a Kanakappa Pillai is related to what? Individual. Correct? No? It's not a firm. So it is a individual. So the both applicable for 10%. That is 4,000. How much? How we can get 4,000? 40,000 to 10%. Next up, section 194 IB related to what? House rent paid to the owner. That is 38,000 per month. Okay. Here the threshold limit is 50,000 per month, but here how much they are paying? 38,000 per month. So it is less than the threshold limit, so that there is no TDS. Okay. Then section 194 LA, there is compensation. Here compensation. Here sale is different. Sale of immovable property is different. Then compensation is different. Okay. The compensation received on immovable property. Okay. Then how much received here? 2,20,000. But how much is the threshold limit? 2,50,000. So that the compensation received is less than threshold limit, so that there is no TDS. Okay, this is the solution for this problem. Next, move on to the fourth problem. Please observe the fourth problem here. It will be calculate TDS. Then the first one, compensation for the acquisition of land rupees 5 lakhs. Here the compensation received, not a sale. Compensation on immovable properties comes under 194 LA with the threshold limit 2,50,000. But how much here they are paying? There is 5 lakh. So it comes under what? TDS. How much? For individual 10% and HUF 10% and others is 10%. Okay. So we will take the TDS on 5 lakh 10%. Second one, rent received rupees 60,000 per month on building. It comes under section 194I. 194I. It is in aggregate amount. In aggregate amount per year is 1,80,000. Then 1,80,000 divided by into 12 months, you get 15,000 per month. Okay. But here they are receiving 60,000, so that is TDS is applicable. Okay. The next one. Number 3, amount from RPF premature settlement, that is 70,000. Already I told that it comes under section 192A. Okay, the maximum limit, the threshold limit is 50,000, but how much they are receiving? 70,000. So that 10% should be deducted as a TDS. Then fourth one, interest on bank deposits, interest on deposits, just deposits they given with the firm. Yes, very important. With the firm is 28,000. This comes under 194A. 194A, interest received, interest on deposit other than bank. Okay, the 5,000 is the what? Limits, but here they're paying the 28,000, so that TDS should be deduct 10% for individual HUF and others also. The next one, fifth one, amount paid to the civil contractor is 20,000, but aggregate amount during the year exceeds 1 lakh rupees and contractor is X limited. Is very important one. Please observe here. Already told the payment of amount to the contractor will divide in two parts. One is what? As a single transaction, in aggregate transaction. Okay. Then in single transaction, how much amount is the threshold limit? That is 30,000. Here for single transaction, that is 30,000 is a what threshold limit. But how much they are receiving? Only 20,000. So that for single transaction there is no TDS. But the aggregate for the financial year, exceeds more than 1 lakh. more than 1 lakh. So that we should be charged TDS on this. TDS on this. Okay. Then pay to the X Limited. Then sixth one, commission on sale of house. Commission on sale of house rupees 80,000. Okay, it comes under section 194H. So that the maximum limit, threshold limit is 15,000, but here they are paying the commission on 80,000, so that the TDS applicable is 5% for both individual and others. Then last one, interest on securities, gross is 22,000. This comes under section 193. The threshold limit is 10,000, but they're paying 22,000, so it comes under tax liability, TDS liability, that is 10%. Okay, you will see the solution here. Please observe the first one, section 194 LA related to what? Compensation for acquisition of the land. How much is 5 lakh? What is the threshold limit for compensation? Only 2,50,000. But how much they are paying? The 5 lakh, so that it is applicable the 10% for both individual HUF and others. On how much amount? On 5 lakh. 5 lakh into 10% will get what? 50,000. The next one, 194I, rent received 60,000 per month on building. Say they given the per month, it should be converted in the form of year. Okay, but for knowing the threshold limit, say the threshold limit is how much? 1,80,000 per year. Okay, rent received from the building 1,80,000 per year. When you convert the 1,80,000 per year in the form of month, you will get 15,000 per month. Okay, but how much rent they are receiving the rent here? 60,000. So that it is liable for TDS. That is 10%. The 6,000, the 60,000 into 10 divided by 100, we get 6,000 per month. The next one, section 192A, related to amount received from RPF as a prematured. Okay, how much the premature settlement here? 70,000. According to section 182A, how much is threshold limit? It is 50,000. Nothing but more than threshold limit they are paying, so that this will be applicable 10% as a TDS. So how to calculate 70,000 into 10%? We get 7,000 as a TDS. The next one, section 194A, interest on deposit with firm. Very important one. Firm they specified. The firm specified anything, but this comes under other, because the firm is not a individual and HUF, this comes under others. This 10% is the tax TDS rate. Then please observe, need to be charged or not. Here, according to the interest on deposit other than bank, is the limit is 5,000, but they are paying 28,000, so that it should be charged TDS. How much rate? The firm no, so that is comes on others, is 10% on 28,000, that is 2,800. Okay, next. This very important one, section 194C. Section 194C, they given here. Don't get confusion here. Then, in case of single transaction, the threshold limit is 30,000. In case of aggregate transaction, threshold limit is 1 lakh. Okay, keep it in this mind. Okay. Now analyze here. The amount paid to the civil contractor. The civil contractor here is a X Limited. Sorry, X Limited comes under where? Others. Because X Limited is a company, not an individual and HUF. This comes under what? Others. If it is allowable for TDS, that time we go for what? 2%. Okay, before that, analyze whether it comes under TDS or not. Then amount paid to the civil contractor, rupees 20,000. Okay, so it is a single transaction. Okay, when you observe single transaction, it is not liable for deduct the TDS, correct? No, because the single transaction, the threshold limit is how much? 30,000. Okay, so that on single transaction there is no TDS. It's clear? But the aggregate amount of during the year, very important. The aggregate amount of the during the financial year exceeds 1 lakh. Exceeds 1 lakh. So because of this exceeds of 1 lakh, we should be deduct the TDS on 20%. Okay, nothing but if the contractor will get the amount on single transaction, only one transaction, we will receive how much? 20,000. So there is no TDS because it is less than the threshold limit. But if receiving the 20,000, okay, with the receiving 20,000, his income, okay, or his income or payment of the contractor amount is exceeds 1 lakh, is exceeds 1 lakh, so that is liable for what? TDS, liable for TDS, because yes, if the single transaction is not liable for TDS, but the aggregate payment of to the contractor, the aggregate payment of the contractor in the financial year, if exceeds 1 lakh, you should be charged what? TDS. So in problem itself only they given here, what is that? For single contract amount is 20,000, so there is no tax on single contract for TDS, okay, because less than 30,000. But if the aggregate he will receive more than 1 lakh, okay, so the contractor will receive the more than 1 lakh, so that we should be charged TDS on 20,000 in the way of what? Aggregate, in the way of aggregate, not for the single transaction. We should be charged in the way of aggregate, okay. If the aggregate contract on payment more than 1 lakh, you should be charged TDS for individual 1%, others is 2%, okay. For here they specified that contractor is a X limited. X limited is not comes under individual and HUF, it comes under others. How much is percentage? 2%, okay. That should be calculated on what? 20,000, okay. 20,000 into 2% you will get what? 400 as a TDS, okay. The next one, 194H, commission on sale of house 80,000. Say commission on sale of house, okay, commission is the maximum threshold limit is 15,000, but they're paying what? 80,000. So TDS is applicable for individual 5%, others also 5%. So calculate 80% on 5, sorry, 80,000 on 5, that is we get 4,000. Next, section 193, interest on security. Interest on security comes under 183, okay. The threshold limit is 10,000, but they're paying how much? 22,000, okay. So it is liable for TDS. On calculate 22,000, calculate 10% for individual HUF, others also 10%. So the specification, go for the individual 10%, 22,000 and 10%, you will get 22,200. Okay, this is the solution for fourth problem. Then move to the next problem, that is problem number 5. The last problem, please observe carefully. Calculate TDS on following cases. Number 1, amount of gross income from horse race. Sorry, not a house, it is a horse race. It is a horse race, not a house, it is horse race. That is rupees 1,50,000. Okay, it comes under section 194BB. Okay, the maximum limit is 10,000, but here they pay 1,50,000 is liable for TDS at the rate of 30%. Second one, interest on securities. This comes under section 193. Section 193 with the limit of 10,000, but they're paying 28,000, so you should be charged 10% on that. Next, third one, that is amount from premature withdrawal from sovereign fund who worked 3 years by an employee, that is 85,000. So if any employee worked less than 5 years, okay, withdrawing the amount from the EPF, in that situation the maximum limit available is 50,000, but here is withdrawing 85,000, more than threshold limit, so you should be charged 10% on that. Then fourth one, insurance commission. This comes under 184D. Okay, the maximum limit is 15,000. How much the threshold limit? For how much they're the paying, that is 24,000. So it is applicable rate of 5% for individual, 10% for others. Then paid to sanitary contractor, Mr. Raju Reddy, nothing but is an individual, the specified individual. Then gross amount of rupees 39,000. Here there is no mention as aggregate. Okay, in the situation you should be thinking there is a single transaction. single transaction, so it is paid to the individual. Sanju Reddy is a individual, so that is comes under 194C with the threshold limit is 30,000, but how much paying is a 39,000, so it is more than the limit, so threshold limit, so it should be tax applicable rate of 1% is the individual. The next one, sixth one, amount on sale of immovable property, very important, amount on sale of immovable property, section 194IA, okay, with a threshold limit of 50 lakh, but here how much they are assuming they're paying, that is a 30 lakh, so that is less than threshold limit, there is no TDS. The next one, amount from life insurance policies is 90,000, amount from life insurance policies 90,000, so here it comes under a 194DA with a limit of 1 lakh, so that there is this amount is less than the threshold limit, so that there is no TDS. The next one, the amount paid to the lawyer, nothing but professional fees, this comes under 194J with a lit of 30,000, but how much is the lawyer receiving? 80,000, so that you should be pay TDS at the rate of 10%. Then move on to solution here. Please observe the first one, section 194BB, related to amount of gross income from the horse race, not a house race here, is a horse race, rupees 1,50,000. Okay, it is 1,50,000, but threshold limit is 10,000. So entire 1,50,000 is a taxable rate of 30%. Calculate 1,50,000 to 30%, you get 45,000 as a TDS. The interest on securities rupees 28,000 is comes under section 193. Okay, threshold limit is 10,000. So more than what threshold limit, so entire 28,000 liable for the TDS rate of 10%. So go 28,000 to 10%, 2,800. And next one, section 192A related to amount from premature withdrawal from provident fund. The employee worked less than the 5 years, he worked only the 3 years, so he withdraw the 85,000, but how much is the threshold limit? 50,000, so more than threshold limit, so that an entire 85,000 calculate 10% as a TDS will get 8,500. Next one, 194 related to what? Insurance on commission, that is 24,000. So insurance commission for this threshold limit is 15,000, but how much they are paying? There is 24,000. So that on this we should be calculate TDS. Here they didn't mention whether the individual HUF for others. So we'll go for what? Individual, there is 5%. Then calculate on 24,000, we'll get 1,200. The next, section 194C, that is paid to the sanitary contractor Mr. Sanjeev. They specified that name Sanjeev is an individual, so the rate is applicable 1%. Then please observe the amount here, 39,000 they are paid. How much threshold limit? 30,000, so that more than the threshold limit, so that 39,000 entire amount is liable for TDS. Then it is paid to the individual, go for 1%. 39,000 1%, 390 is a TDS. Then amount from sale of immovable property, see here section 194IA, that is 30,000, but for the threshold limit 50 lakhs, so it is less than the threshold limit, so that there is no TDS on this transaction. Then section 194AD, related to amount from life insurance policies is 90,000. See, amount from life insurance policies, okay, the threshold limit is 1 lakh, but received only 90,000, so that is less than threshold limit, there is no TDS on this. Next one, amount paid to the lawyer, this is a professional fees received, section 194J, how much received here? 80,000. See, there is professional lawyer, okay, so it is an individual. So what is the threshold limit is 30,000, but how much he received? That is 80,000. So go for individual and HUF TDS rate here, the 10%, calculate on 80,000 on full amount, you will get 24,000. This is a TDS. Okay students, I hope to get some clarity how to calculate TDS. Okay, in this TDS The very important one, you should be remember the nature of payment, then what is the threshold limit, then what the rate is applicable for individual and HUF, then other than individual HUF, how much the TDS rate is applicable. If more than threshold limit, in the situation, how much they are paying. Okay, on that amount, entire amount should be calculated TDS rate. Okay, then thank you.